And welcome to yet another beer review with me, Peter, the master of hoppets, in this lovely spring weather here. It's been like this all week, around 20 degrees, and it's going to be like this next week as well, so that's awesome. The beer for today is a beer I got over in England. It's the Fuller's Brewery's Fuller's Chiswick bitter. Now this is probably the best bitter I've had, at least when I had it from cask. I've only had it from bottle once, but you can't get it here in Denmark, so I'm quite excited about trying it. I was also told it's actually hard to find over there in England, but on cask it's really good, and it's a dry hop bitter, and you don't really hear about dry hop bitters really, but it says here on the back, or on the front, it says distinctively hoppy, brewed in London's oldest traditional brewery. It's on 3.5% alcohol. Pretty cool label there. It says here on the back, brewed in London's oldest traditional brewery, this popular session strength ale boasts a refreshing, highly drinkable flavor, flowery and fresh, with very well developed hop characteristic. Like its stablemates, London Pride and ESB, it is a previous winner of the prestigious Camera Great British Beer Festival Beer of the Year Award. And that's about it. So I think we should get this cracked open and see what it's about. The Chiswick bitter, right? Look, and it's just the standard black Fuller's Brewery cap. And I'm using, of course, the Fuller's pint glass that I have, Nonic pint glass. Now, this is a really refreshing session bitter. A good vigorous pour here. I got it poured here. It's not bottle conditioned. Yeah, it looks like it's pasteurized or filtered. But here we have it, a Fuller's Chiswick bitter. It's a traditional bitter color, that orangey kind of color. You can probably see me through the glass, I'm sure. Basically that coppery, orange kind of traditional bitter look to it. One finger head, white head. But let's check out the aroma. Very, very tea-like, actually. Okay, the aroma is not as hoppy as it is from cask. I get that, like a hoppy, slightly hoppy aroma to it, mildly hoppy, with it, like that tea-like aroma you get in some hoppy beers, and along with a slight amount of citrus, some caramel maltiness in there as well. Slight sweet maltiness in there too. Maybe like a bready, almost breadiness, and I also got a slight amount of like fruity esters from the British or English yeast strain. Doesn't smell as hoppy as it does from cask, but still smells pretty good. So let's give it a taste here. Yeah, okay, it is very hoppy actually. Still, even in the bottle, more hoppy in the taste. This is actually a slightly bitter. Usually English bitters are not bitter really, even though they're called English bitters. Get away, bee. But it's got a good deal of bitterness. The mouthfeel is light, slightly dry in the mouth. Most dominant flavor is like that dry, tea-like hoppy flavor, along with a slight amount of citrus in there. A lot of sweet maltiness, some caramel malt in the background there. Packs a lot of flavor for 3.5%. It's way more bitter than you... And listen to me, when I say way more bitter, I don't mean like bitter in an IPA or American Pale Ale, but way more bitter compared to the traditional British bitter. They're usually more malty, but it's actually quite nice. I mean, it's really refreshing, it's super sessionable, and for this weather, it's just perfect. This is a real lawnmower beer. Yeah, the citrus notes as I drink it start to dominate more than the tea-like quality. That's more on the back end. Nice tasting. And the the burps are kind of floral. I just burped and it tasted like a floral note along with the dry hoppiness of Strange, but it's a really good bitter. This is probably my favorite bitter, traditional British bitter. Rating wise for the Chiswick bitter from Fuller's, I'm gonna give it a 78. It's pretty good. On cask it would probably be an 80 because on cask it's a lot better, or a lot. It's better, but still it's a great bitter. If you get the chance to check out the Fuller's Chiswick bitter, definitely do so. It's probably my favorite bitter. So, guys, a 78 for the Fuller's Chiswick bitter. Let me know what you think of the beer if you've had it, and as always, remember to comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And I'm gonna say cheers, and I'll see you in another beer review.